Right? Could mean trouble on this full moon.
Call it a result of your poor decisions, naive actions you take towards your very own people, you cowards.
Welcome to episode 7 of Shattering the Illusion of False Power. This is a series based on psychological warfare to defend yourself against people who come against you, whether it be narcissistic abuse, humiliation, slander, defamation of character, stalking, lying on your name, smearing your name, and telling lies on you behind your back so that it destroys your reputation and sabotages your business opportunities, whether it be partnerships and your business endeavors or the ability to get work. If you are coming against this type of psychological warfare, it's a total takedown amongst many people. But when they get giddy, pretty, witty, and gay, we shave their green-headed, weird hair follicles off, and they go bald, and they fall to their knees. That's just metaphorical, but we're going to get into the tactics of the enemy today. First, I want to briefly go over the 5 steps in this program. They consist of clapbacks, poetic justice, psychological warfare, self-sabotage, and comparison. Now, the psych warfare stuff I touched on a lot in episode 6, where we mentioned how psych warfare works its way into self-sabotage and comparison, which you can later use as a tactical offense against your enemies who come against you. But today, I'm just going to provide a different mindset. I'm going to teach you how somebody who's really, really destructive and toxic can destroy themselves without you needing to do any work at all. You may not even have to clap back. If anything, they make themselves look so bad. And they headed such a downward spiral that they get so out of control to the point where it's inevitable to see through their lies, deceptions, and self-fulfilling ultimatums, which is a reward system based on narcissistic cruelty and accountability shifting away from the source of the problem, which is actually them and not you. Now, I came up with this series to give something back to people who experience this sort of abuse. Since I'm a regular person, I don't get the gold carpet treatment. If I go punch somebody in the face who starts a smear campaign on me, I'll be arrested. And I'm not a violent man, and that's not my way anyways, but I strongly believe the mind is the strongest weapon. And this is purely psychology, but I'm going to teach you guys how to defend yourself in this series. Check out the other episodes if you're new. If you're coming back, I appreciate it. We're going to touch base now on the tactics of the enemy. Specifically today, self-sabotage and poetic justice. Now, the self-sabotage are just the messed up things people do to start making themselves look bad, like I said. And the poetic justice is how the universe provides karma based on their own actions, which you know is wrong and which you know is unjustified, but we'll see how the universe handles it. Allow me to explain in more detail. Regarding self-sabotage, I mentioned a lot of the things already that people do, but they start to admit their own attacks against you by attempting to use reverse psychology. They want to do this in order to shift accountability away from the fact that they are the problem, and they want to blame, shame, and reverse the role from being the tormentor and or aggressor to becoming a victim. Now, if you're dealing with a narcissistic energy vampire or somebody who's siphoning your energy or a bully, congratulations if you made it this far, because you've just defeated them in one step, but they will move on to the next step, which is shifting accountability to blame, shame, and become a victim. They take on a different role from aggressor. You see how that works? Now you know you're getting through, you're making a difference, because if you made it this far in psychological warfare regarding narcissistic abuse, and you're going through the motions of these unnecessary mental aerobics, often caused by the person with the sickness. They're not medical professionals in the healthcare field, but this is purely psychology based with hands-on experience. I cannot provide a diagnosis for any individual with a mind virus such as this. I only do this to defend myself as well as give something back to people who are experiencing this type of narcissistic abuse. So if you're going through the motions of these mental aerobics every day from the energy vampire, congratulations, because they feel depleted, they feel defeated, and now they're desperate. They still have to hang on for their dear lives because remember, they do not have any power within. They're all about siphoning your energy and staying attached to it, and you must deplete them, cheat them, and defeat them. So congratulations on your achievement if they've taken on the victim role, because you've made the narcissist submit from aggressor to a wounded, unmasked, and exposed little bitch and or coward. Now upon this submission, never expect accountability from the lesser than human vessel, who I suspect mutated in bulk during a Roswell crash or something, because the energy within does not power them at all. They become so desperate to stay attached that they are now a victim according to their actions and words. So for example, they'll say something like, you were kicked out of the group because this reason and that reason. And it's like, wait a minute, didn't you and an entire group of people come up against me, started talking shit about me every single day, telling lies on me, you didn't even run it by me or ask me anything, and then you slandered my name, you harassed me, you started acting all weird and coming against me, being low vibrational, and now I'm suddenly just kicked out of the group. Oh, okay, so all of that shit that you were doing against me is proven to be completely false with utter bullshit and lies. So now I'm just kicked out of the group. Who's to say I was ever a part of a group like that? A group that makes judgments about me behind my back, a group that chats about me behind my back, a group that doesn't ask me a question when I'm accused of something? Yeah. I think you're proven to be full of shit, and everybody has their different reasons for doing this, whether it be envy, hate, material gain, theft, or just ego, I don't know, jealousy, anger. It doesn't work on me. Like, I'm not a victim. I don't teach you how to become a victim here. I teach you how to defend yourself, take back your energy and power against narcissistic energy vampires, bullies, tyrants, and menaces to society. These lesser than human vessels had a crash out at Roswell and they multiplied like fungus. But do not worry, my sweets, you are still human, and there's still a lot to look forward to in this earth for the people who are interested in other human beings and not these Roswell mutants, who you can find on TikTok, by the way, in bulk. So, like I said, they do all this shit to you and then they'll be like, oh, you got kicked out of the group because you did something wrong, but I never even joined your stupid ass group. And I'm not gonna sacrifice myself for your group due to your dumbass, petty reasons, whatever excuse you have, which is bullshit. But you couldn't destroy me and you couldn't destroy my life. You couldn't prevent me or hold me back. So you're not gonna get off that easy regarding the accountability shifting and blame shifting to go from being the aggressor, bully, tyrant, and menace to the victim and blaming me. Because people who do this sort of thing, it's their fault. And even if they're not held accountable and they remain unmedicated, we hold them accountable personally in this series. So you relentlessly tried to destroy me, and you failed. My actions are mainly a result of defending myself due to your hateful rhetoric. And it doesn't make you a victim, but I'm not going to be yours either. You're just a worrywart being unmasked and exposed as a toxic person or hater. So I want to provide another example. This is something that's greatly affected me on the YouTube platform, I believe, as well as any other platform, if I'm being honest. So here's an example. This guy goes on a live group video and tells all of his viewers that I have an incurable STD. And I can't believe I'm hearing that shit from somebody I've never even met. And I'm actually celibate and I'm not gay, so it's coming from a guy who sounds and looks like a homosexual to me, not that I discriminate. A man who's never met me a day in his life, who's going and telling an entire group of people that I have an incurable STD. You don't even know me and you're doing that? Now, if people believe him, but he stalks my social media. He reacts to everything that I say, and he starts to get sad about my different views on spirituality and sometimes using foul language. It doesn't make him a victim due to the fact that he told everybody, his entire following, that I had an STD, and the guy's never even met me. Doesn't know me at all. So even though you're weird and you're making all these lies up about me to an entire group of people, when we never even met, like, you're just somebody who told your viewers I have an incurable STD, or you may have told them I gave somebody an incurable STD. We never even met. I'm not gay and I'm celibate, and I haven't dated a girl in a long time. And I only like women, so you're just obsessively watching me to attack everything I say and everything I do, but your reaction itself becomes somewhat of a freak show and a contradiction of itself. It proves you're a liar. It proves you don't know me. It proves you've never met me. You're a total weirdo, and I don't know why anybody would do that. They're not right inside of their heads. So me using foul language in a video, like, unrelated to the individual, we've never even met, I'm not even thinking about the guy, according to him, makes me some sort of a dark empath or some kind of bullshit, whatever he's saying. It's all bullshit. You don't know me at all. You only know what you see in my videos. So they tell all this bullshit and put up a false image to paint me as something that I never really was to an entire group of people. Like, the guy saying that stuff is full of shit. So you look like a guy who is a liar, somebody who harasses people, and I didn't get amnesia regarding this. Like, you remember telling your viewers that I had an incurable STD on a live chat just as much as I remembered it, because I don't have amnesia either. Yet you shift accountability and you go from the aggressor, tormentor, liar, and abuser to the victim. The victim of what? My foul language, because you were stalking my social media and never even met me? I'm gonna hold you personally accountable for what you said about me, which are lies. Yet you study my videos, you react to them, and you say more bullshit. Like, you're not a victim, you're a narcissist, and your burdens are 100% yours to carry. I will not sacrifice myself for you or whatever you tell these idiots who follow you, whatever group you're a part of. I'm not rocking with it. But watch how poetic justice plays out regarding all these lies and actions taken against you from somebody you never even met, because, like, you're out there telling an entire group of people somebody has an incurable STD, and you've never met the individual. They're not gay, they don't know you, they have dated very little women, and they're celibate. But yet, you're a proven liar and a clout chaser. So who's gonna go along with your bullshit? So, like, the least of somebody's worries like that is me using foul language in my videos, or preaching the word of God on my other channel, because I'm very much into that. But, like, you better shut up and mind your own business. Stop telling your audience bullshit about me. Stop telling people I have an STD, you don't know me, you've never met me. Because when people start to realize how much of a liar you are, some people would just probably find it funny because they're weirdos, I guess, but other people would be like, wow, this guy's really full of shit. He's telling all these lies, why would he do that to somebody? And the poetic justice is just how the world around you will judge you based on your lies and actions against an individual. It's creepy, it's weird, it's stupid, and it makes you look unintelligent, irresponsible, and to be a proven liar. Now, if you believe in karma like I do, like, the shit you say and the shit you do will come back to you. You do things to hurt me and anybody else, it's gonna come back to you. And you're gonna have to answer for that one way or another, even if people protect you against these lies. So poetic justice is to follow self-sabotage, because we already discussed how people sabotage themselves by telling lies and doing all this stupid shit. But then they shift from the aggressor and abuser to the victim, and that's not how it works. You're not gonna accountability shift or blame shame, because this is all a result of your own actions. But here's where it gets interesting. We don't have to clap back at all in this case, because we're not even engaging in the warfare going on. From the very specific individual or group who takes actions as a result of their own personal choices. And they will face consequences for those choices, because even if some people find that funny and they love narcissism, not everybody's the same. It's like somebody being the source of all their own problems. Now, in more extreme cases, the toxic weirdo who's at war with themselves, not even you, will walk into that glass door and they fall over after they hit the glass door. So they are now 75% defeated, as they've already finished themselves off and drained themselves of their own energy or whatever they were harvesting and siphoning off of you. But the additional pressure you provide of that remaining 25% could be clapbacks, or they could be really truly defeated at 75. You never know. But there's really nothing that you have to do regarding psychological warfare, because somebody's so toxic that they're just at war with themselves. And it's almost as if you do apply a clapback after they hit that glass door and fall over, you're gonna score a 100% on the test. So if you defeat them at 100%, anything they come back from at this point is necromancy. There's no other word for it. They aren't even powered by their own energy anymore. They don't have any energy or can look within for their own ideas, creativity, and attention, or whatever they're trying to do or manifest. And they thought they could siphon your energy, but you'll really start to notice when you break them down, or when they break themselves down, that they won't be looking the same, they won't be laughing the same, they won't be as giddy. They'll really start to let themselves go, and they'll stop shaving, they might take less showers, they might wear the same clothes all week, and there's just nothing left of them because they're so toxic and so full of shit that they take themselves down. So even when they turn up or clock in, they are looking sad-faced, they don't have a laugh, they don't have a smile. They stop shaving, wearing the same clothes. And you'll notice whenever a narcissistic energy vampire loses access to your energy, it's like watching a drug addict go through withdrawals. And they look terrible. It's like watching somebody who was on a 30-day meth binge just stop using meth or something. I'm not an expert on that, but I'm an expert on narcissistic energy vampires. And I guess I've never went this hard because I just allowed people to abuse me in my past, but things change and we grow stronger throughout time and we learn a lot in life. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Shattering the Illusion of False Power. It's from Kimberly Ephone's cookbook, a 5-step framework in order to take back your life and defend yourself against narcissistic abuse, bullies, and idiots. And if you find yourself as the source of humiliation due to a menace to society, this course is for you, and I'm glad to give something back. Thanks for rocking with me. Until next time, Kimmy baby, I'll see you on episode 8. Rock on.